This is Wagner Wagger, a professional wagger. Wagner has skipped 7 years of school by pretending to be sick, but he didn't get away with it. I've been caught. The government sentenced Wagner's parents to a year in prison and sent Wagner to boarding school to complete the 7 years of education he missed. But he was given one way out. I was given 1 month to study and take tests on everything I missed. Passing meant freedom from my parents and no boarding school. Luckily, my best friend helped me. Preston, procrastination. I helped show Wagner the methods of no study and procrastination, and he used my methods for the month before the test. And with that, we are all caught up to date. And Wagner received a final grade of an F, a fail. He wrote Google it on every answer, because in the real world, that's what everyone does. I didn't ruin Wagner's chances, I just guided him to not study. Think of it as character building. I had failed, but Wagner had cheated. He was found out to have notes written on the back of his neck. I didn't cheat, I strategized. There's a difference. The notes were Preston's idea, but the problem was, I can't see the back of my head. So the notes were useless. I failed anyways. If it wasn't for Mr. Titan defending me in court, he managed to argue the test didn't count as I had cheated, and managed to persuade the judge I receive a redo test, a final chance. Wagner's incredibly happy he's one last shot, but I'm going to do exactly what I did last time to make sure he fails. I'll let you on a little secret. I hate Wagner. He's never been my friend. I want him sent off to boarding school. If he passes, I'll lose my favourite hobby, watching Wagner fail. Hey, don't you think Wagner and Preston look similar? Being from the government, I'm a natural at learning my lessons. And I think Preston is a bad influence on Wagner. And so, I have asked Wagner's parents to separate him from Preston. And we said no. We're not ruining that friendship. Wagner has never had a friend before. I always thought Wagner was special. I didn't mean for it to come to this, but I abused my power and lied it's mandatory Wagner studies with me. If this gets out, I could lose my job, but I can ensure good results. And I don't want Wagner failing when it's so avoidable. I've been studying with Mr. Titan for 2 weeks now, and it's weird. He doesn't want me to fail. Failing's a tradition, you're not meant to change traditions. He also told me Preston never wanted me to pass, hence all the procrastination. So we're no longer friends, all because of Mr. Titan. And after a lot of research, I found out that Mr. Titan lied about the law that Wagner has to study with himself, so I dogged him in. I've been fired and banished from going near Wagner, so I guess it's over for me. I can only wish Wagner good luck. And that is how you find the hippopotamus. Wow, you can read? You're doing great, Wagner, but you've still got a week until the test. You can relax and forget about this whole studying thing for now. Everything was looking up for Wagner, but there's one extra detail. I didn't really try to sabotage Wagner and send him to boarding school out of hatred. I was paid by Wagner's parents. And without me, they're manipulating Wagner themselves as we speak. A few $100 can make anyone forget about morals. You're aware if Wagner fails, we go to prison. They say in prison there's a thing called solitude. I'm looking forward to it. Solitude is just a fancy word for Wagner free. My parents are great, and they showed me this new strategy in multiple choice. That's when Mr. Titan pieces the entire trap together and rushes to warn Wagner. I'm too late. The test has begun. I've completed the test and received a final grade of... Just kidding. I received a final grade of 60%. A pass. I managed to figure out my parents never wanted me to pass. All by myself. With a tip from Preston procrastination. He said he felt bad for me. Maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. In the test, I cancelled out everything my parents had told me to do, and only did what Mr. Titan had taught me. He's the true hero. About him, he says he's achieved everything he wanted here, and has moved on with his life. As for my parents, they're still in prison, and not leaving anytime soon. And I'm living with my nice grandparents. If there's anything I've learned from this whole ordeal, it's to avoid toxic friends like Preston. You can wag school and get away with it, and never listen to your parents.